Backpacks Beer Bomb.
Beer bomb. All right, but you think about it, right? So that could be you want to be the Fenty of men's hair and skin products, right? Naming your business after just a beer bomb won't later on won't appreciate, get to the follicles or the face, right? Or these other things, these other features. So it's like, all right, now let's think a wider scale. What else can we call this to put these product lines under it? You can call it. Then it could be like Backpacks. This is Backpacks Beer Bomb. This is now you got your product name, but you still need that umbrella that kind of captures it all.
Okay, for the sake of the podcast, right? Yes. Let's just call it. Let's call it Binty.
Okay.
It's not Fenty. It's Binty.
Be like Minty,
right? Minty. It's
like
called
Fenty
Minty.
is for females.
For males and females. Ooh, we got Minty with an I instead of a Y at the end. That way, we're not getting like sued for trademark.
Like what? This is different. It's different.
We've got Minty. All right, say less. Oh, that's good. Everybody there is good. You know what I'm saying? Pow right there. You know, you straight copacetic. How you doing? You look good, feel good? Okay, you got one braid out on the side. Okay, I see. You know what I'm saying? Doing a little rising dancing. I'm gonna keep this in the podcast too. Welcome to In My Bag with Backpack Jeff, where we connect with ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And today, I have an extraordinary guest here with me today. A poet, a business owner, a photographer, a phenomenal human being. I'm offended, y'all. She came on my podcast and didn't wear yellow today.
It's just my bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cookie B. How you doing?
Good, what's up?
What is up? What is up?
Funny.
Cookie's always smiling, y'all. So this is gonna be the smile podcast.
This is gonna be.
That's it. It's gonna be the smile episode. If this episode don't make you smile, you need to watch it until it does.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna tell them.
Yeah.
So tell us, who is Cookie B? How does Cookie B introduce herself?
Right. I'm always stuck here. I'll be like, I'm Cookie. I like people in the color yellow, and people be like, that's all you gonna give us. I'll be like, you can figure out the rest. Yeah, I don't know. I've been called a business guru, a ringer on many occasions. I wear a lot of hats, and the hats that all of the things that I do, I do them well, very well. You hear the master of
Jack of all trades,
master of none. Yeah.
But you know, there's a finishing to that, right? That a lot of people don't tell you. It's Jack of all trades, master of none. But a master of many is always better than a master of one.
No, I don't know that part. That's tight. Yeah, so I would hear that, but then I'll get the contrary of like, no, she like masters many tasks and is able to do them all well. And it's a lot of it is like compartmentalizing stuff. So I could be, all right, one day I'm a photographer and I'm like at 100. The next day I'm doing somebody's books, accounting work, and I'm at 100 in photography. It's like, all right, we're gonna put you to the side for today,
right?
Or for 2 days or whatever. But whatever I'm working on in those moments, it's like I can switch it on and off. So yeah, so there's like this business guru side of me that loves to see things working in excellence, and then there's this other side of me that loves connecting with people, loves building connections, loves bringing people together, and creating spaces for that. So
yes. Okay, so let's get into the business guru, right? Okay. Because you also have an event coming up. Tell us a little bit about your event first, and then we'll get into the details of what's happening. So this event is called it's a core business crunch. My goal is to help businesses, help businesses operate in excellence. What does that look like? So I've been from hiring people in to observing friends to just seeing how people do business online and directly and stuff.
you see a lot of holes in like, okay, yeah, you make candles well, but your shipping is trash, or you are great at HVAC services, but your customer service sucks. Like, and then there's always tax season when I'm like bum rushed with small business accounting stuff, and nobody has their stuff together. There are no processes and stuff, so my brain is always like, how can I help you do better? Like, I'm the person that'll leave you the Facebook or Google review, and Facebook is like, what would you recommend to this person? And I'm like, oh yeah, here's some tips. Like, here's some go-to.
Showing up the business hat on.
If you want anything, yes. So seeing a lot of that, and it's like, it's not that a lot of people just don't know what it means to operate a business outside of whatever service they're providing, whatever product they're making. They're thinking like, okay, I'm just here to make money, whether outside of my 9 to 5 or instead as opposed to a 9 to 5, and this is it. But it's like, there's so many concepts. If you want to think, let's unpack your brain. Let's think vision. Let's think growth. Like, where do you really want to take this, and how is what you're doing going to help you get there?
Right.
So the workshop is to kind of organize a lot of business structure things, get people in line with visions, missions, organize structures from financial to administration to development processes and things, so they can be on a path to growth. So,
I love that. Where is it going to be located at?
It will be in Columbia, Maryland. It's a place called Access Tech. I don't memorize the address,
That's
but
okay.
We'll have it. So it's in Columbia, Maryland, and I chose Columbia because it's like a midway between the Baltimore area and the DC area. So if anybody's coming from further up the highway, it's like,
that makes sense.
30 minutes away.
That's it.
The space is super open. They have like a kitchen area, so we'll have like lunch and all that stuff.
Got some light refreshments.
Yeah, if you want to break and like run to Nordstrom real quick, you can. So yeah, all of that.
Nordstrom Rack. Run to Nordstrom Rack. Okay, we gotta say put the money in the pockets.
Specific. You gotta be real specific.
See, Nordstrom Rack. Yeah, okay. All right, so within this, right, is there an ideal attendee for this event, right? Or is this all business owners? Like, is this like the new business owners, the creatives who need to be a business?
Oh goodness, yes.
Or is it the established businesses? What type of clientele?
Yeah, so it's really a mix of all. From startups to people who just have ideas, who are like, I got an idea of a business, I don't know what that looks like. So there's a piece of it that caters. There's a piece of it that caters to them, and then there's like, okay, you can skip past the registration stuff for people who've already registered their business and are established in that way, and get into business who are already established. Like, okay, you're already working, you're already operating, but how well are you operating? So there's that piece. It's like, yeah, we can talk about the basic initial things, but even that, like, there are people who are registering. It's like, do you have a trademark? It's like, is your business name really your business name? Do you really own it? So what that looks like. And so it's like, I'm like, there's something for everybody in a sense. And creatives, it's just like, whoo, yes, you should be a business. Like, I'm confused. You are paying $20 for 2-3 open mics a week, and it's like, what are you getting from this?
Right.
Like,
I didn't even think about that.
How are you marketing? You are paying
I didn't even think about that.
$60 to $100 a week to attend open mics, and it's like, there's nothing, driving, travel, all of that stuff.
Mind blown. Because I only thought of it from the other aspect, but you're also.
And then you think, like, when you're picked to feature at a show, right? You gotta get an outfit. You gotta get yourself. You gotta make sure you're presentable in a way. All of that is like mark offable in the case that you're business.
So thank y'all for coming out. This is like that. That was enough right there. That was enough. I literally didn't even think of that. So it's the tax benefits of going. Yo, I'm literally about to go to my open mics different now. I'm about to go.
So you thought you just had to put it on a t-shirt and it's a whole nother.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all of it. It's operating as a business because you're doing. Wow. Okay. All right. So the event is open to any and everyone, right? This is good for you because there are small tips and tricks and stuff like that you can learn in business to help you grow your business.
Yes.
So let's talk about this, right? Let's
first I'm already an established business. Okay. I sell beard care for men with luxurious beards.
Nice. Okay.
I'm selling at vendor, I'm buying vendor spots and stuff like that. I take Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash. I'm not a step. What are some of the things that you would ask me about my business, right? Like, how would you consult with me about my business?
Yeah. So one part would be there are like two parts. Okay, first it's like, okay, like what's your name? You say you're registered, you're established.
Yeah, I'm registered.
With
Yeah.
the state. Okay, so.
Well, no, I'm not registered with the state. I'm registered with me.
Oh, you registered?
Because I'm a business. Do I have to be registered with the state?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got.
Yes. So like whether it's creating an LLC or a corporation out of yourself, you want to be registered with the state. That way you can mark off every type of tax deduction and things that exist for a business. Now you can do that without being registered as an official LLC, but when you are an LLC or a corporation in some sense, there's a higher there's more longevity in it, and it's recognized a lot better than just like, okay, this is just your hobby.
Okay.
Otherwise the government is just like, we just taxing you because you're making money. And it's like, okay, you're a business, you actually qualify for business tax deductions and things like that on top of just potential deductions. So I asked about that stuff, and then I also asked about your operations. Like, what does it look like? What is the process from? Wait, do you only sell in person?
No, I sell online too.
Okay, so it's like, what is the process of somebody ordering from an order? So it's like I'm ordering some beer products. What does that look like? How seamless is that process? Do you have to do a lot of manual labor to they go online, they make the order, I'll get an email.
I gotta pack it and ship it and all of that stuff myself. So you help with the operations of that.
Yes. So streamlining that process and what that looks like. It's like, let's make this easy. Do you always have to go into your email to make sure there's something to make sure you're catching every order? Is there a way of finding ways
so you systematize everything?
You systematize it, yeah.
Is that a word?
It's like a workflow.
It's like a word, systematize. But y'all knew what I was talking about.
Creating a workflow for it so that it's seamless in a sense. So it's easier for you. That way you have more time to not be at your computer or whatnot. It's like, okay, all right, every day I can go here, I get this summary report, or it's sent to my phone. Like, 'cause some people don't check their emails. They're business owners who aren't really in their emails, and they're like 2 weeks later, and they're, oh man, I didn't see this beard butter order from 2 weeks ago. Crap, I'm so sorry for the delay. Like, the customer is reaching out.
Hey, listen, I've had a couple of those.
So yeah, so it's like creating those processes, and so I asked about that, and then I just asking about, okay, you got like 5 different payment methods. Like, how does this make sense when it comes to you at the end of the month, profit and loss? You're putting like 5 different things together, and not even that, because you're probably not, or I'm not even going to assume, but you could not be, in most cases, people aren't tracking that stuff each month. So that you're at the end of the year and it's tax time, and now you're pulling 5 different sources of payment methods, of information for 12 months to get everything together for your taxes. Which is an accountant's nightmare. Yeah, it's like you're doing it. Oh, you're making it so hard for yourself. It's like, let me help you. It's like, if you can have 1 or 2, like, do the 1 or 2. So finding ways to even streamline that, and a lot of that could be there are programs like QuickBooks and other bookkeeping programs where you can integrate all of your payment methods into, and it'll kind of put everything together.
So a lot of people think that stuff is expensive, right? Mm-hmm. Because everything you just said is probably going to scare 90% of people away and go, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can afford all that. Who can afford all that? I'm over here trying to do, like, is it expensive to put all of those processes in order?
No. So QuickBooks, they have free versions where you can connect everything, and it's like, you won't get add your accountant, and we'll help you with tax stuff and the payroll, and a lot of people don't need all of that. So there's that piece of it, and then they have like the $10, $12, $20 a month type of thing where you get more features. So it's not, if you're doing business, and like, you still got to think about it like, all of this is right. You can mark all of this off. So you're $20 a month now, and you thinking like, man, this is a lie, or $50 or $100, this is a lie. But like, if you're selling your product, you're going to have the income, and once tax time rolls around, you're kind of getting it all back, or it's kind of balancing out because you're not paying taxes because you're actually spending your money on things that help your business operate. So there's that piece of it too. But yeah, otherwise, but then you can also think about it like this. Okay, it's a lot of money. I don't want to spend it. But then you get to tax time and your stuff is all over the place, and you're going to hire an accountant or go to H&R Block or whatever the case may be, and you're trying to put all your stuff together, and now it's going to cost you more money.
So you're going to pay for it either way.
You're going to pay for it either way. So it's either you're going to pay for it over time, and which would be a lot less than you going to an accountant with all of your stuff, and they're like, a lot of these, bless their hearts, they just hit you over the head, and then clients will come to me and they're like, yeah, our tax bill, our person, they filed us separately. Me and my husband both have a business. They charge us $500 each, and I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? But when you go to accountants and stuff, like, they'll charge per form. They'll charge by how much work they got to do. It's like, am I doing calculations? Like, do I have to add this stuff up? Are you adding this stuff up? Are you bringing me receipts? Are you bringing me PDFs? All of that tabs up your bills. So at the end of the day, it's like you're going to pay for it.
Absolutely.
One way or another. So you can either do a flat rate. I just paid this accountant $700 to do my business taxes, or it's like I paid like $20 to $40 a month to QuickBooks, and everything was kind of
made it seamless. And so now when you go into
one piece of paper, like,
right, yeah, okay. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, right? This is going to be me being super honest. Okay, I need to do exactly what she's saying, and I'm going to do exactly. In fact, I want y'all to hold me accountable to do exactly what she's saying and getting all of this stuff in order. Because I don't want to be the person that comes to Cookie at the end of the year and says, hey, can you help my life? Right? I don't.
Everything, and then take you 3 months to pull your stuff together because it's everywhere. I'm like, okay, hey, Cookie, can you sit and do the extension for me because I'm still trying to get everything together. It's like, okay, I'm done. Okay.
we got to file the extension.
You just gonna have to do it.
So walk me through. I want to open a business now, right? Because I feel like it would be easier. Well, you tell me, is it easier to help someone who's already established or someone who's starting a new business?
Easier? Would that be the word?
Or less chaotic? Or like...
It really all depends on how driven that person is to see change, right?
Okay.
If I have someone who's established but not really doing their part to, or in a mindset to like want this, like, yeah, I want the change, but it's like you're not really putting in the effort, or you're not in a mindset to really receive the change in a sense. Having someone like that, and then having a startup business with somebody who's like eager and willing and like, okay, receptive and teachable, I'm gonna take the startup person. But if I have a startup person who's kind of, I really don't know, it's like I'm interested, but then got a business owner who's more eager, it's like the business owner is going to be like, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, so it kind of it depends.
Okay. So help me start my business, right? I want to start a beard company. Yes. Right? How do we what's the first thing that I need to do to start my business?
The first thing I would ask you is what's the purpose of you starting this? Well, why do you want to do it?
Why? So the reason why I want to do it is because I have a hard time finding a beard oil that will give me the shine that I want, as well as the smell that I like.
Okay.
And this is a real problem of mine.
Directly to your nose.
Yeah, I like the smell. I want the smell and the shine, but I don't want the oil, right? Everybody keeps trying to sell me the oil. It'd be all on my shirt, man. I paid $60 for these polos, and now I got beard oil stains right here because it's dripping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I want something that is easy and convenient, but that's also going to help the person smell good, but then also give them that shine and not mess up their shirts.
Okay. Then I'm gonna ask, all right, how big do you want to make that? How far do you want to take it?
So I really want to see this to be, I want to be the Fenty of men, beard, and possibly face.
Yeah.
Like that. There's no I don't think there's a men's version of Fenty. Like there is actually, not that I'm thinking, I'm really convincing myself to do this. I'm sorry.
You're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, hold on, right?
I start asking the questions, and then people are like, Cookie, I can like be on the shelves in Whole Foods. You can.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Can.
So
You can
I want to.
want.
I want to be in department stores. I want to be in Ulta. Like I want them to have a men's section in Ulta and have my face and beard line there.
Nice. Okay, cool. Got that. It's like, okay, business name. What have you thought about?
Business name?
Name. What if you're thinking to call this one from there's your business name, and then there's the product. So if your goal is to have
Backpacks
a line
Beer
of product, right? But we'll say it again.
Backpacks Beer Bomb.
Beer bomb. All right, but you think about it, right? So that could be you want to be the Fenty of men's hair and skin products, right? Naming your business after just a beer bomb won't later on won't appreciate, get to the follicles or the face, right? Or these other things, these other features. So it's like, all right, now let's think a wider scale. What else can we call this to put these product lines under it? You can call it. Then it could be like Backpacks. This is Backpacks Beer Bomb. This is now you got your product name, but you still need that umbrella that kind of captures it all.
Okay, for the sake of the podcast, right?
Yes.
Let's just call it. Let's call it Venti.
Okay.
With the V. It's not Fenty. It's Venti.
Be like minty,
right? Yeah. Minty. It's
like
called
Fenty
Venti.
is for females.
For males and females. Oh, we got Minty with an I instead of a Y at the end. That way, we're not getting like super trademark.
Like, wait, this is different. It's different.
We got Minty. All right, say less. Oh, that's good.
See, so okay.
All right.
These conversations.
So we got Minty. Got it.
We got Minty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So now we are moving into the state registration process. So it's like, okay, cool. Let's get you legalized, so we can get you bank accounts and streamline your business banking to its separate account. It's like, right now it's in your personal account. It's cool until tax time come and everything together.
Right, because I don't want that money. The business is separate from me as a person. Okay, we don't share money.
We don't share money.
So I can't go and pay the business's bills out of my person.
You can't. Yeah, you can more so pay your own bills.
Right. Okay.
Out of your business money. It's like, I'm making a holiday. That's not your money. That's your business money.
That's not your
money. I know
money.
you're the owner, but there are processes for this.
That's not your money.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So what do I do now?
So we'll move into the registration process. And so it's like picking a state. Where do you want to register your business? Where do you want to establish it at?
In Maryland.
Maryland, great. I love Maryland. They're actually getting rid of that property tax that we pay every year for our businesses. So yeah, woo, kudos to that. So okay, we're starting a business in Maryland. Maryland has an online portal that we can go into, and at this point it's like, all right, you're working with Crunch. It's like, okay, depending on how active you are with the admin stuff, we'll come to the decision of, do you want to do this yourself?
I don't want to touch nothing.
Okay, great.
I don't like it.
So I'll go in, right. So then I'll go in and Maryland Business Express and register your business name, register it. So it's called a trade name. That's the business name. So first we'll get our LLC it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even that's a process because it's like, all right, we can start off as an LLC, but if you're thinking Minty, right? You want to be corporation status in a sense. So you're paying employees, so you're paying out less in taxes in a sense.
Hit the record button on those two. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one and then the small one.
So we're thinking like, we want to get there. It's like eventually you want corporation status, right?
Yeah.
But corporation status, when you just start off, it's like, ooh, you don't really need it in your first couple of years of business.
Right.
Because you're spending a lot out of pocket, so a lot of your money is coming from investments from your own personal accounts and things like that.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to, I'll take my 3-4 years of startup and be able to mark those deductions off of your taxes, right? So LLCs, you can like file them with your personal taxes and itemize and get the write-offs yourself. So all the money that you paid to your 9-to-5 or whoever for taxes that year, you can get it back because you can file your LLCs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Drop gems on us
all
today.
Of that. So we'll do all of that. Yeah. So now we set up the businesses. We got everything registered, and it's like, okay, let's get all these documents. We can get the EIN number, which is as simple as going to the
How much is the EIN?
It's free. It is absolutely free.
Do not be going to these people that charge you $129 for something that is
Say
free,
it again.
Jeffrey.
It's absolutely free, and so people, bless LegalZoom. You know they're on for this all, but places like LegalZoom, I'd be like, you paid them how much for this? Let me show you something, baby. Let me show you something.
It's free 99. Pay
It's
for the
free.
information. Listen.
It's so free. So yeah, you can irs.gov, just type in EIN number, and if you Google it, you just got to make sure that .gov is at the end, because a lot of the government stuff is accessible to us through the government websites. It's like, you don't got to go to third parties for that. If you
Right.
don't understand something, then you can ask a professional, and they have people on their sites too that can help with those things as well. So EIN number, IRS website, we'll register that
Got it.
once we got all the establishments. Take the EIN number, the articles of incorporation, which is like a document that's used to register to make yourself a business in the state. Your trade name, which tells the banks and everyone that you own the name of your business in a sense, right?
Right.
On a doing business as name, not as a, so there's like this trade name, and then there's like trademarks, which are two totally
Right.
different things. So yeah, we'll gather all this paperwork. We'll find a bank that is suitable for your business needs. A lot of people go with banks that they do personal banking with for their business banking, so that it's easier
Establish
for them.
relationships
Yeah,
already.
establish relationships. It's easier for them. So yeah, take all these documents to the bank, open a business bank account. Boom. Okay, we can start it off with like 100, 200, whatever their
Sure.
minimum is. We'll start it off with. And now it's like, okay, now what? Right? All right, I got my beer butter. So now what do I need to do? Now we're thinking about branding. We're thinking about color schemes. We're thinking about, all right, what do you want to look like? What do you want to sell? You want to sell on the website? What do your labels look like? And a lot of this stuff can be done beforehand, but I usually recommend like wait until you get the trade name certified, and whatever the case, because in the case that you pick a name or pick a title of something that is taken and you create all this branding and stuff in advance, and you get to that step and it's like you can't choose it because it's somewhere else.
Wow.
You're like, I just paid for all these labels and I can't
All
do
this
anything
stuff, and you
with
can't do
it.
nothing with it.
You can't
So
do
how do you
nothing
check
with it.
the trade name?
So the Maryland Business Express site, you can search things. You can search for, all right,
Right.
let me search for a business name. Just type in what you're thinking about, and if it exists, it'll come up. If something similar to it is there, it'll show up. You can click it, read the details about what type of business it is. So it's like, okay, a lot of the times when I put cookie captures and stuff, first, if I write cookie first, it's always like these bake shops that are coming up, and it's like, okay, capture is, okay, there I am. All right, we're great.
Okay.
But you'll be able to see like, okay, this is a bakery, this is a clothing store, this is and it's like, all right, what are the differences? How similar is my name to these? So if you want to make changes at that point, you can go in and make adjustments. So I always wait for the branding until after you got
Okay.
the official paperwork.
Y'all hear that?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting y'all established. All right, so I'm established. I'm registered with the state. I got my EIN. I got my LLC.
Got
I got my
your
business bank account. Now I'm selling stuff, right? I got you, Crunch Financials, behind me that's handling all of the QuickBooks stuff. What am I doing next, right? Like what's the next step for my business? Because I'm growing now, right? I'm growing. You know, Menti is doing really well at this point in our lives. And now I'm hiring another employee, because would you be an employee or were you a contractor?
I'll be a contractor.
A contractor, okay. So I'm going to hire my first employee.
Okay.
Okay. My assistant, she's going to handle a lot of the emails and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that to make it a little bit easier with streamlining. She's also going to find different vendor spots and locations. So I'm really running a business for y'all right now. I hope y'all hear this. Right?
Right over there like Minty.
Listen, so she's gonna look on Eventbrite and find different vendor opportunities. She's gonna do a search on Instagram and search the hashtag vendor or vendors wanted, and you know we're gonna do some searches. So what's next for my business?
Are your processes all in order?
What are my processes?
Your workflows. So you think like just the flow of an order. Okay, you get an order.
Okay.
So we're gonna make sure all of that is together. So making sure that's together, making sure your branding, website, all of that stuff is in place. So say all of that is kind of taken care of. It's like, okay, now we're moving, we're growing. Now it's like, all right, now you're getting to this place of, okay, things are consistent. We got good order in place. As things come up, you can like make adjustments, like customer service. You think like, ooh, I don't know how to respond to this one. Like, what do we do? This one, she really pressing me out.
So you got to get your SOPs in order.
Yeah, so all the SOPs. So it's like, and now as you're operating, we can create general ones in the beginning, but we're going to run into things. You know, whether it's somebody done use half a jar and they're like, this is breaking me out. Like, what does that look like? You know, what do these pieces look like,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. So now it's like creating policies and procedures, SOPs, and all of that to protect yourself, to protect your client, your customers. And
I need to get business insurance too, right?
Yeah, and business insurance.
How much does that cost?
Especially with that,
That's got to be expensive. It's got to be at least $300 a month. Because health insurance is $300 a month. I know business insurance is
insurance can be as low as $30 a month. It can be as low as $30 a month. So yeah, it all depends on what type of business you are. My brother, and you think like chefs you would think they would have like the highest business insurance. He paid like $60 a month for his catering, for insurance for his catering business, and it's like, yeah, it really covers. Okay, if anybody gets sick, if anybody is injured that's working with you, if you get injured within a space, we got all of that stuff in place.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Got all of that.
So
okay.
It's the lowest.
So I got to get my policies and procedures and stuff like that in place. So operating a business isn't just the business.
Right.
Right. It's not as easy as, hey, yo, take this, buy it. It's not selling product, right? It's not so transactional.
Yeah.
So I love that. You help with all of this, getting all of this stuff in order for people.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is what you're going to do at your event on October the 8th. Mm-hmm. She is literally going to help each and every one of you all that come to this event, that listen to this podcast episode. If y'all want to reach out to her, definitely reach out to her. How can people contact Crunch Financials?
You can contact us at Connect. You can go to our website actually, crunchfinancials.com. We have our lead forms on there, our email, connect@crunchfinancials.com. Connect to crunchfinancials.com. I just switched this stuff over. So you can connect with us there or just go directly to the website and link with us. We have a Facebook account. We do not have an Instagram account because I don't got time. So yes, I'm a little professional. I'm gonna go to Facebook. I love Facebook, but I don't find all of my accounting services on Instagram. So if you want me, I'm over here. So yeah.
All right, I got you.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
All right. So you've helped me establish my business. If I'm starting a whole new business, you've helped me do my business. If I already have a business, right? So what are some share with us something that we didn't even know. Like you share with us something already, like as an open micer, you're going to all of these events and you're paying money and it's not benefiting you, right?
Yeah.
What's something that we can write off that most people don't write off that they don't even know?
Outside of your uniforms and like appearance and stuff, so like those personal expenses that kind of you gotta pay for to make sure you're well enough to do the business that you're doing, right? I don't see a lot of that.
It's coming, y'all.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. It's all different types.
If I wanted to make a dinner, if I wanted to write off a dinner, how would I write off a dinner?
How would you write off a dinner? Supplies, which could be cost of goods sold. So there's supplies that are directly related to.
Well, let's say if I'm taking someone out to eat, like let's say if I
like a business meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How would I make this a business meal?
Oh, so great! I love this. I can take somebody, my friend, to lunch and talk about my business and get their ideas on things that I'm doing. And mark off the entire bill. So the IRS does like a 80-50%. So it's like 80% for events and things that you host. So meals that are related to, I hosted this event, this is a part of marketing, this is a part of me connecting with clients and customers. 80% of those bills get marked off. So if you're like, all right, the dinner was $100, 80 of it is tax deductible, right? And then you have the 50% ones, which are more casual, like I took my employees out to eat, you know, we did a team building session. Those things are 50% more right off of below the cent. So yeah, you kind of just take the receipt and
Okay. All right. So listen, stop when you go out and you are talking business. Don't just go out and talk. Collect the receipt. Take a picture of the receipt.
Yeah, you can take a picture. You can collect it. A lot of you don't. Most people don't hold paper receipts.
Yeah, because the ink and stuff like that. Take a picture of it in your phone. Get an album. I need you to create an album in your phone right now that says receipts.
Yeah, or you can create a Google Drive folder or whatever your email service provider is. You can create a folder
in there
and just drop them in there. That way you have it. Just
that helps the accountant. That makes your life easier.
It does.
Okay. Y'all see how she try to plug that in to make her life easier.
So there's that. Dang, what was that? Okay, so a lot of things that people don't know is we focus on like what's deductible as opposed to how we can make things deductible, right? Say you are planning a trip to Jamaica, right?
Let's say you're planning a trip to the Bahamas.
Let's say you're planning a trip
on September the 15th because your birthday is on September the 14th.
So
how do you make this deductible?
You are saying you're planning this trip, and you may not be able to write off the entire trip, but you can write off pieces just based on, all right, you're going to the Bahamas, you're going to be there for 5 days.
This is a cruise. Let's say on this cruise ship, I perform, like they got a show, and I go, yo, I'm a performer. I can perform on this cruise ship.
And then the day that you can do the night before to the morning after of whatever this thing is, right? So any expenses beforehand, like think about part of your air flight, like, all right, I'm staying for 5, what would have been the price if instead of me flying out 2 days earlier, I flew out a night early, right? And I flew out the day after as opposed to 2 days later. Thinking about whatever that price is, you can deduct it from your travel expenses, so the hotel fee for the night before. So it's like you think about, okay, I'm traveling, I'm an artist, or I'm a speaker. Let me reach out to the cruise people and just see, hey, y'all got anything going on? And you taking performers or whatever the case may be.
Right. Start an open mic on the ship.
Yeah, right. Like I can host it. I will host an open mic on the ship. Give me a night and. Or even just getting there and realizing, recognizing it, and it's like, oh man, I went to Italy over the summer, and there was a small bar in town. There was a bar in town, and there was some lady singing, and we're thinking like, oh, they doing karaoke? They don't know nothing about karaoke in Italy. But the bartender thought he's like, yeah, karaoke. We're like, she just singing, you just nodding your head. But they ended up allowing my cousin to perform like a whole set. At this cocktail bar, we're right off the beach, and we're just like, so in his case, it's like, okay, he went to Italy for a birthday trip with his cousin, but he performed a whole 6-song set at this bar. So now at that point, it's like, all right, cool. I can deduct like 1-2 nights of my lodging expenses. I can deduct partial of my flight and all of this stuff and put it towards just my artistry because I worked while I was here. Yeah.
Wow.
So think about stuff like that. And then if you're more like into service or anything like that, like say you do like training camps or something for young people, like, okay, I'm about to take this game so I can see how they're doing defense, or so I can talk to some of these coaches at this high school or whatever the case. So you're thinking about ways to put yourself in these situations. So I'm an accountant. If I go to Vegas to see, for a concert, but I'm out there and it's like, oh, they got this accounting workshop. I'm gonna sign up for that. I'm gonna go to the workshop too, so I can. All right, cool. Now I can deduct some of this personal trip and then still have my fun. So yeah, there's that.
See, we working smarter, not harder, right? And we're not okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, so Cookie is not not only an account person, a business guru, right? Cookie also captures.
Yeah.
Cookie captures a little bit. Cookie be capturing. Cookie be capturing. How do you manage Cookie captures and Crunch Financials, right? Is it difficult to manage that?
You would think
that
so.
Life?
Yeah, no, you would think so, but I don't know. All I can see, the favor of God is just different.
Okay,
I don't know.
come on, God be God.
Yeah, right. Because it's crazy when I have slow photography seasons. Crunch Financials is booming. When Crunch Financials is slow, Cookie Captures is booming. So it's
Right.
like there's this like ooh ah, and then if say my spoken word stuff is like I'm traveling.
Well,
for
you're a
month
spoken
or
word
so.
artist too.
Yes, I'm a spoken word artist too.
Oh,
so I'll get
damn.
booked. I'll get booked like for period, like for seasons, right? It'll be like it'll be like this breakup. All right, I don't really have any features, you know, but it's like because these other business parts are moving. And then when that stuff isn't moving, it's like the way that it's been working is like, oh, I'm booked up for the month of October, and I don't have any shoot schedule. Or like August, it was like, okay, I'm booked up accounting wise, but I don't have any Cookie Capture stuff going on.
Right.
So the way that it's in, I'm just like, God, this ain't nothing.
There's
but
a
you.
delicate.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm
balance.
like, cause I don't plan it that way. But that's how it's been working for me.
Right.
And so I'm just like, okay, I'm grateful. But right now, Cookie Capture is in a space of, we're hiring employees. So we're hiring photography interns, video interns to train them up. To be a part of our team. So we're like, yeah, we're looking to build a team of photographers and videographers and even design people who are like into design, whether you do like set designs or web design, like all of that. Because right now it's like we offer web design, we offer photography, video, and like creation of, okay, I want to shoot, I want it to look like this. Like, all right, we'll set the whole scene up for you.
Right.
But wanting to delegate that, and then even wanting to like take myself out of Cookie Captures in a sense of where it's like, if you want Cookie to shoot you, you're gonna have to pay a little bit of extra money to get Cookie to shoot you. Like, I got my lawyer,
top dog.
I got my A1s, and it's like,
You know
all
what I'm
right,
saying?
so it's like, because my goal is to get into more corporate and event spaces, right? I'm like,
Okay.
I love shooting portraits. And I'm okay with shooting portraits for people and kind of bringing those visions to life. But I also love how my teams and people, you know, just myself, and I have like one person on my team now, how we create spaces in events and in corporate spaces where this photographer isn't just walking around to snapping pictures of me as this like blank shadow. Like, we are smiling, we are like a part of the party. We are adding energy and detail into your space enough so that even after we leave, like, your guests are raving about the photographers who were at your event. So I want to get more into those spaces. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a team so we can pick up more of these. I'm gonna train this team to interact with people, to be able to engage in all that stuff and send them to these events and things like that. So yeah, so right now we're in the season of hiring.
So Cookie is out here.
Yeah.
Booked and busy is what it sounds like. Like, Cookie out here in her bag for real. Like, she got the Crunch Financials bag, she got the Cookie Captures bag, and then she got like the spoken word bag over there, right? Like so with all that you have going on, how do you not get overwhelmed?
Man.
Because I imagine there's probably a feeling of overwhelming at some point, if there is, or are you just so excited about all of the things that you do and you love them so much that you don't seem overwhelmed?
Sometimes I get overwhelmed, but the overwhelmness doesn't come from stuff me having everything. Those moments usually come when I'm behind on something, like I missed something, I poorly planned something out. It's like,
okay,
in my brain I'm like, there's ample time to do everything in a sense, right? Like, you know, you put up the proper procedures and structures,
right?
You can get stuff done,
For
right?
Sure.
And even and playing rest days in that. So Sundays are like my off days. It's like I don't work for y'all on Sundays.
On Sundays.
I don't work for nobody. I'm gonna do what I want to do, however that looks, right? If it's me coming over for dinner, it's that. If it's me staying at home, it's that. So having like this intentional rest day, and I like set up my schedule, my week, so that I used to focus on like tasks, and it's like, all right, on these days I'm gonna do Cookie Captures, and on these days I'm gonna do Crunch Financials, and a lot of that was like trial and error. Like, let's see what works, let's see what doesn't. So January of this year, I went full time with all this entrepreneur stuff, and it's been great. And that was my period of like, let's see what works and what doesn't, as far as like scheduling, as far as like my routines look like, right? So went from like task things to like, all right, I'm gonna split days up by entity in a sense, to I'm gonna split days up by what I can do in that day. Friday in a sense of like Mondays are for planning. Tuesdays and Thursdays are like execution days. Like I'm sitting at a desk or sitting still somewhere, like writing stuff out, working on things that need to be done. Wednesdays are like flex days, so it's like I could be doing more work. I could be in meetings, you know. Fridays and Saturdays are like days where I meet with clients and I'm out in the field somewhere. So it's like I'm out doing a shoot, I'm out doing something, you know. I'm like I'm out of my office space or my realm and interact like those interactions with others. So yeah, so split it up like that, and it gives me more like peace with, okay, I can't get overwhelmed because it's Tuesday and the only thing I do on Tuesdays is this, right? Whether it's a cookie captures task, whether it's a cookie bee task. So thinking about, it's like you prioritize things just based on, all right, what's due this week? What's important? What do I need to get done by the end of the week? Cool. All right, I got these days to do it. So yeah, and then overwhelm usually comes when I like, I shouldn't have came to y'all house 3 days out this week. Like, man, now I'm like behind. Now I don't have the time. Like, I came to you Thursdays. I'm supposed to be executing. Instead, I went to hang out with my cousins, or I decided to go to this last minute open mic. Like, and now it's Friday, and I'm rushing into a weekend where I got to be out. So the next time I can sit down at a desk to finish this task, it's Tuesday.
Which is 4 days away.
Which is 4 days away. So now I'm like, ooh, I really want to, now I can't focus on like being out or whatever because I need to stop. My brain is like, you need to stop and finish what was due on Sunday. You need to finish that, right? So yeah, so a lot of that, whenever I like mismanage my time or something like that, then the feeling of overwhelmness comes, especially if there's no margin. It's like if I didn't have margin to like, all right, I can miss a day, like it's fine. But if I had margin and it's more like a irresponsible thing as opposed to a things happen, it was out of my control, cool, God knew, I'm gonna roll with it. But if it's more irresponsible, now it's like, oh, I'm overwhelmed because, you know, I'm kind of part of me is beating myself up because I know better. And part of me is like, okay, we got to figure out when this can happen. But now it's rolling into a week where it shouldn't be happening.
So how does Cookie stay motivated, right, to do this? Because you have a lot that you're doing.
Yeah.
You have the schedule, you have times, you're blocking out, you're prioritizing, right? Is there ever a point where Cookie feels like I've lost motivation or I've gotten distracted by life? Because sometimes life be lifing.
Yeah.
Is there ever those moments where you feel unmotivated or distracted?
Not recently. I used to feel like that. I was in this like terrible, bless his heart, relationship a couple years ago, and motivation to get things done was like off me. Like, I really gotta do these pictures, but I don't want to. I want to go to sleep. Like, it was like, so yeah, so I can assess it to times where I'm just not I'm not processing my feelings or emotions or whatever, because that'll take me away from, now it's like, now I just want to sleep. Now I just want to, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll shop online. Maybe I'll, you know, it's like all these unhealthy things to go to. But I find when it's like, all right, let me get up. Let me just complete one thing, right? And usually that like kickstarts, okay, I can do something else. So if I find myself unmotivated, it comes from times where I'm not processing my emotions and things that are going on internally with me outside of the work. Because it's like, otherwise it's like, you remember the why, or I remember just the vision and the overall goal, and it's like, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Like, this is all a distraction. You know, it's like, this is all set up to distract me. One thing I learned over the years is just this piece of like, a lot of stuff happens in life, but once you know what you're supposed to be doing, once you know where you're called to be and who you're called to be, like anything that interrupts that space of you walking in that being is like, this is a distraction. This is really here to take, I can let it take me out of this space that I know I'm supposed to be in, you know. So it's like you recognize this person, this being, where you're supposed to go, and anything that comes against that, it's like you got to be able to recognize, like, oh no, I'm not supposed to walk around like that. This is not for me, and kind of adjusting yourself to pay more attention, to kind of turn back to, all right, I'm not going to focus on whatever's here because it's gonna drain me of the energy that I know that I need to be here.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're setting those boundaries not only within your work life but in your personal life as well. So where does Cookie B want Crunch Financials to go? Like what's there you go. She said big, y'all. Okay.
Crunch is great. Right. Okay. I want, so a lot of it is like the workshop stuff, right? So hosting workshops and segments and working with people. It's like I want to help people get to excellence, right? Or operate in excellence. I would love to have a team that does that, but my desire, the way that my brain is seeing it, is like it's probably really just going to be like a low key. I got like 5 big clients and a tax season, you know, I run it out, you know, I have like some contracted accountants and stuff to come in and pick up a lot of that work. But it's like, yeah, now at one point I was like, I want a bank. I wanted to own a bank. I probably do still want to own a bank. So if I take it anywhere, it'll be to own a bank that is structured to help people in all of these business, in all of these ways, right? It's like, yeah, we can do your banking, personal business, but we're going to focus on like business banking and getting businesses set up in a way beyond their finances in a sense. So
I love that. Hey, look, y'all. For all of your photography, wedding, birthday parties, what are the other things that happens? Weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, bridal showers. If you need headshots, because some of y'all need headshots.
My gosh.
Some of
you know, it's funny that you say that because the workshop, I'm like including headshots in the workshop.
Oh, you get headshots in the workshop.
You get a headshot, and if you don't, you sell a product and you just need a professional product shot, we'll give you that instead. But yes.
Okay. So how much is it? How much is the event? What's the investment?
Yes, the investment is $150.
Okay.
It's a 5-hour event with a 1-hour lunch break, so it's like 4 hours of presentation and interactive work, and then an hour of lunch. There's a one-on-one consultation that happens when you register. So I would sit with you, we'll get on like a Zoom call and talk through your business. I'll send you a questionnaire out. So it's like you register, you'll get a questionnaire. You'll tell me all the information that right now that you know about your business, like where are you trying to get at, what are your goals, what do you not know, what are you looking forward to. We'll have a call, we'll create like a personalized plan for you in a sense, right? So it's like, okay, now I can personalize your experience for your business or whatever you're working on. So there, the one-on-one happens. There's a headshot or a product portrait that is included with it. You'll get lunch. There's a catered lunch, and at the end, you'll end out with like a workable action plan that's specified to your business, so you can go and check things off by whatever your due dates. What you said?
Listen, go get your headshot. Go get your consultation. Go get your actionable steps. Right? And go get the information that you need in order to succeed. That is super, super important. It's highly important to make sure that you are taking care of your business the way that your business deserves to be taken care of. Because when we think about business, we think about it on such a small scale, but we need to be thinking bigger picture, right? Like you said with Crunch Financials, like me with my new Minty product, right? We gonna come out with Minty for real now, like, cause I was just inspired by this conversation right here. I'm definitely coming out MENTI. Like I'm about to. Can somebody check the domain name on that? Cause I'm about to. Let me check the domain name on that joint real quick. I'm about Minty.com. What is? I'm gonna just hold it too. I swear, I'm gonna just hold that joint too. I'm telling you.
Just in case we go reserve your IG handle and everything. With his mind.
I swear. So what else can we look for? Is there anything else that we can look forward to other than the event that you have coming up on October the 8th? Is there anything else that we can look forward to, like seeing Cookie in a part of? Anything like that? Is there anything else that you have coming up? Features coming up? After this workshop, are we planning another workshop?
Yeah, we'll plan another one. It'll be for 2023, probably the first quarter of 2023.
Okay.
I'm kind of debating on if I want to go virtual or in person. I love it in person still, but well, I'm going to set up a virtual version of it and a recorded version of it too. So there'll be that, but that's 2023.
Are you doing a virtual version of this?
But this one, no, it's in person. It's all
Okay.
in person. Yeah, I thought about it, but it's all in person.
Okay.
So you can find me for that. What else is coming up? There's a lot of features are happening October through December of this year. I got a couple features lined up.
Okay.
And there's a spoken word project in the works. I've been in the studio, so
in the studio. In the studio.
yeah, you should see something by the end of the year. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You should see some. Y'all should see something by the end of the year. We're gonna hold her to that. Listen, Cookie, I appreciate you coming on and giving us so much information, dropping so many gems. We are looking forward to attending. I will be in attendance October the 8th. Okay. I will be in attendance on October the 8th. So sign me up for that. I can't wait. I can't wait for that because I want to learn more about my business and what I need to know about my business. So I'm super excited and super looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You are absolutely amazing, phenomenal. If y'all need to book her for any events that y'all have as a photographer or as a spoken word artist,
CookieCaptures.com is here for you.
CookieCaptures.com.
Sure.
Follow her on social media. Right, it's been popping up here throughout the video. Make sure y'all show love, show support. How can they book Crunch Financials aside from going through the event? Right, I said they can't go to the event. Yeah, they just want
You can crunchfinancials.com and you can contact all of our contact information is on there. So phone numbers, phone number, email, whatever your preferred preference is. But we have a contact form on there, and you can just put in what your need is and what you're looking for, and we'll set up a chat. The chats are free, so don't think you gotta pay me right away.
The chats are free. Come get the consultation. It don't hurt to have the conversation, and it's free to have a conversation. Come on, y'all, have a conversation.
Now, if you do plan to come to the workshop, though, registering by October 1st will get you your one-on-one before the date. So I will say that. If you want your one-on-one, register
by then because she's booked and she's busy.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. This was absolutely amazing. We are going to definitely do this again because we want to follow your journey. We know y'all were able to take something. I hope you took something away from this and you were able to put it in your bag so that you can be more successful. Ladies and gentlemen, Cookie B of Crunch Financials, Cookie Captures, and Cookie B, the spoken word artist. Y'all know our motto here. Always stay in your bag so you never got to chase a bag.